He was a music mogul, a global icon, a self-proclaimed king of the industry. But behind closed doors, he was something else entirely. What happens when the man who built an empire on charm, influence, and money uses those same tools to control, manipulate, and break the very people closest to him? This is the story of Sean Diddy Combs and the woman who finally escaped his grip, Cassie Ventura. Today, we're breaking down the psychological profile of a high-functioning narcissist. We'll expose how Diddy allegedly used money, power, and fear to trap Cassie in a toxic relationship for over a decade. We're not just talking about celebrity gossip. We're talking about abuse, coercive control, and the insidious tactics narcissists use to dominate their victims while the world watches, clueless. Stick around because what you're about to hear is disturbing, but absolutely essential to understand. It always starts with the charm. When Diddy met Cassie, she was a young, upcoming artist, talented, beautiful, and eager to build a career. Diddy, already a billionaire, already powerful, and already used to getting what he wanted. Within months, he signed her to his label. Gifts poured in, trips, cars, designer, everything. But this wasn't love. It was love bombing, the narcissist's first weapon of control. Love bombing isn't about love. It's about dependency. Narcissists floods you with attention, affection, and resources to make you feel special, to make you reliant. Cassie's career was now tied to Diddy, her lifestyle, paid for by him. He positioned himself as the provider, the protector, and soon the gatekeeper. And here's the thing. Narcissists don't fall in love with people. They fall in love with what people can do for their ego. Cassie was young, beautiful, and submissive. To Diddy, she was a trophy, not a partner. Once the hook is in, the real manipulation begins. According to court filings and Cassie's own statements, Diddy's behavior soon escalated into a pattern of emotional, physical, and sexual abuse. He allegedly forced her into drug-fueled orgies, which he called freak-offs, not once, but routinely. She was reportedly coerced, filmed without consent, and even drugged. Narcissists thrive on control, and the ultimate control is getting someone to betray themselves. Cassie was isolated, traumatized, and financially dependent. Classic coercive control. And when she tried to leave, the threats began. In one disturbing accusation, Diddy reportedly threatened rapper Kid Cudi, saying his car would blow up if he didn't stay away from Cassie. Months later, Cudi's car actually exploded in his driveway. Coincidence? Maybe. But for someone in Cassie's shoes, it was a chilling reminder. You don't just walk away from Diddy. Narcissistic rage and image management to the world, Diddy was the life of the party. But behind the scenes, he allegedly displayed classic narcissistic rage, the explosive, unpredictable fury that happens when a narcissist's control is threatened. Cassie claims she endured physical violence and threats to release. Explicit videos if she ever left or spoke out. Diddy's public persona was carefully curated. He was a businessman, a father, a mogul. So when the cracks started to show, he did what narcissists do best. He shifted the narrative. Denials, PR damage control, lavish charity appearances, all part of preserving the illusion. Because to a narcissist, their image isn't just important, it's everything. Let us not forget the chilling detail. Cassie's lawsuit was settled almost immediately after it was filed. Many saw that as a silencing tactic. After all, if he was innocent, why the rush to settle? The long-term impact on victims. People often ask, why didn't she leave sooner? But anyone who's lived through narcissistic abuse knows it's never that simple. Cassie was emotionally broken down, psychologically conditioned, and financially trapped. She likely lived in constant fear of retaliation, not just against her, but her family, her friends, her future. Victims of narcissistic abuse suffer from PTSD, dissociation, and often lose their sense of identity. They stop trusting their own reality because gaslighting is so constant. Cassie's silence wasn't weakness, it was survival. It took Cassie over a decade to break free, and even then, it was only after years of therapy, rebuilding, and courage. Her story is a reminder that escaping a narcissist is not just an act of bravery, it's a battle for your life. Why this story matters. This isn't just about Diddy and Cassie. This is about every victim trapped in the shadows of someone powerful. Because narcissistic abuse isn't always obvious. doesn't always leave bruises, but it leaves scars. We need to talk about this loudly. We need to believe survivors. We need to recognize that even the rich and famous can be victims, and that abusers can hide in plain sight. Diddy's trial is ongoing. The truth is already coming out, not just through Cassie, but through others, now stepping forward with similar stories. The mask is slipping, and the world is finally watching. If you found this breakdown helpful and eye-opening, please like, share, and subscribe to Psychology of Attraction. We dive deep into the minds of manipulators, narcissists, and toxic personalities to help you spot the signs and protect your peace. And remember, authenticity is power. Awareness is protection. Healing is possible. See you in the next video.